player. I also wanted to bring. We can talk more on this as well, but before I forget, because I have the memory of goldfish. Something you could say about Chelsea. I feel like Haaland's been getting a lot of hate recently. Okay, why are you leaving this man one-on-one? I've never seen I've seen good hold-up players. This guy, I mean, the last goal where he just ball up, held it up, just a little dish, just a little dink, and that's hard. And for all the strikers out there, I played striker for about 2 games.
Oh yeah,
And
oh yeah.
the timing that you need, like I was playing center back my whole life. Like when you're a striker, when you have a ball in the air and it's coming to you, and you have to be able to, you want to get to the ball, but you also want to hold off the defender, but you don't want to get there too early because then the defender can crush you. But you have to have the defender on your back. Like Haaland, leaving this guy one-on-one with a defender was just causing issues. I mean, that play where the ball came into him and he held it up and just a little dink out and Foden was off. It looks simple. It looks simple. That is insane to do. When you have a big physical center back on your ass and you can just hold him off like he's Lando that can, just tiny little guy, just hold him off easily, and then just dish it out. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. No, it was, go ahead.
My thing on that, you're talking about one-on-one. Why are you leaving a one-on-one? Do you remember the play where he held him off? I don't know what the other center back's doing. Was it Chalaba?
Mm-hmm.
He literally starts to come and double down and leaves Foden wide open. So that's where, I mean, if he doesn't step in there right there, that goal doesn't happen.
Well, it's not the 2 center backs. It's got to be, if you have Haaland up top, you have to have one guy behind him. You have to have the one guy in front of him, like 100%. It's not the 2 center backs. You have to have one center back is behind him. And then either either Caicedo or somebody has to be in front of him because you cannot have just a floated ball up to him.
I don't know.
You're saying,
I might be disagreeing here. Like Lando was kind of saying.
I'm not diminishing your point, Jacob. I'm saying it's bad center back play by Chalobah because there's no reason for him to step there because, yes, it was a ball in behind, but your midfielders are tracking back and they were getting outnumbered, so there was no reason for him to step because they were about to get countered.
Yeah.
Recently back to Chelsea,
and Bruyne running at you and Haaland. Like,
I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt because this is his second game back with that Chelsea back forward or that back line. So it's a lot of confusion. And I think speaking of confusion, do we want to go to Haaland's goal? I wish Smitty was on the pod right now. But
did you guys see the meme I sent to you guys?
Oh, we did.
Sanchez.
They did their thing.
I mean, give this guy a map because he looks like a new world explorer going out there. I mean, for what reason? For what reason? You're just hopping on a ship and going out into no man's land for no reason.
We told them we've said it on the pod multiple times. It's like if Chelsea wants to be serious title contenders, you need to fix your back line. You need to fix your goalkeeper. And time again, you're just gonna keep seeing mistakes from him. Because to be honest, I didn't even think he was terrible today. But once that happens, it's like Enzo Maresca can't keep going into the press conferences saying, "Oh, everyone makes mistakes." It's different for a goalkeeper,
dude.
But
that's different. That's different. Like that decision making. It's not like you missed a worldly of a shot. You know what I mean? Where it's like, that is just dudes. Like I know you've seen Ederson this entire game just coming off his line, heading balls out. Like I know you've seen that the entire game. You don't have to be him, dude. Why are you trying to copy it? Like just stay in your net, dude. Like it was unbelievable. Where I was, dude, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say none of it made sense, but all of it made sense at the same time. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Smitty's been saying Smitty.
Yeah, but to be fair, we can move this along because I don't think it was just Robert Sanchez's misdoings. There's a lot of fraudulent behavior I think that you can call out for Chelsea. I know we started this segment with Cole Palmer, but Benny, I'll leave the floor to you right now. Is there anything that you want to say before I go?
Yeah, I just think, and I love to see a guy that comes back to his prior club and just absolutely kills it. I wanted that for him because I've got a lot of respect for Cole Palmer. I think he's an absolutely amazing player. And I wanted City to win, mostly because that's who I predicted to win, and I had a lot of money on them. But from a footy player's perspective, going back to our Duquesne days, like I was a transfer in. Like we went back to my prior school when I was playing. Like you just want that game, and I get it. You've been balling all year, and it just doesn't go your way. Like I wanted that for Cole Palmer because he's an absolute baller, but it just didn't.
One of the moments.
I don't know
One
what
of the
it
moments
was.
that we can talk about real quick. Right in the first half, Chelsea probably could have killed the game off at 2-0. Lando, do you want to talk about this performance right here? Because I guess my question to you will be, should he have just taken himself, or should have Nico Jackson done better?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the beginning of the game.
Oh, you missed the first 5?
I missed the first 5. I
Oh,
was like I
no.
mentioned in the more out the purpose of this podcast is mental health. I was working out. I was making sure stress
yeah.
levels were down. Mental
Right,
health was
yeah.
good. So
I mean, my
Oh,
stress
yeah.
was up. My stress was up when I saw this play because
yeah,
not only did City turn it over, but it was literally a Cole Palmer and Nico Jackson 2-1 against Ederson, and I'm ready to type in the group chat like, told y'all, da da da. Nico Jackson hot. I was ready. I was so ready. But at the end of the day, like as much as I give praise to Nico Jackson and Cole Palmer, it just simply wasn't good enough. If you want to be serious contenders for top 4, let alone like a title charge, you need to execute that that opportunity. So when you have Nico Jackson refusing to use his left foot on an empty net, and he decides to slow a play and try to lay off Sancho and the shot gets blocked, it's simply not good enough as a Chelsea player. If Chelsea want these standards to be high, if Chelsea wants these levels to be increased for their team, for their club, then you need to finish chances like that. And I don't know, Cole Palmer and Nico Jackson, it just wasn't good enough today.
Do you think there's a message being sent taking Jackson out in the 60th minute? Because obviously you described that chance, and then I saw later in the second half where he had one where he just literally just swung and missed and fell over. So
I would
do you
say
think getting subbed out of the 60th minute? I don't unless that was a little desperate to change the flow of the game.
I mean, to be fair, I will say that bringing on Nkunku for this, that was one of my fraudulent players, because I'm not gonna lie, I watched the game from 2 different couches in my living room. All right, I went
this guy has 2 couches.
very
Okay.
very small, LA housing. If you know, you know. So I
Okay.
went from one tiny couch, got up for the second half, and went to my other tiny couch. Right. So I think I did more movement in that than Nkunku did the whole
wow.
game.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to
Okay.
tell you, if you watch his game back, he was nowhere to be seen as a 9. He was nowhere up top. All he did was just move in that middle of the pitch. All he did was just move in a 10-yard radius. And I'm literally screaming at my TV like, how do you expect to attack when your attacker doesn't want to attack? And that just pissed me off.
I think that
did Nkunku did more movement or Madueke in defending?
Oh, see, yeah, Madueke's
he had a good game.
defending in the first half was kind of symbolic. But I will say,
That's crazy. A winger keeping everybody on side.
He had a couple of those during the game where if he made a little bit better of a decision on the final pass, like that's the strong suit of Mweke. Like he's there. Like he has the things you can't coach, to where like if you can just make him to make that final pass, oh my gosh.
yeah, I mean,
Like, oh my gosh.
I completely understand, and his final decision making in the final third, it can be better, but honestly, because we can probably talk about just how disappointing Chelsea was in the second half for so long. I'll just say, like, for my final thought, it's at the end of the day, it's a mentality thing. At the end of the day, we've seen the talent that Chelsea has, and when things are rolling, when things are going good, things look great. But honestly, when they get brought into the title charge, or like, is this a title season this year? And they try to like play the whole gimmick, like, oh, it's not a title charge, we're just here. Da-da-da. That's when you see complacency. That's when you see no results in how many games. And at the end of the day, if you want to be a serious contender, I'm not saying it's going to be this season for him, but if you actually want to be taken serious, and if you want a top 4 this year, if these are the aspirations, you got to do better.
I think I heard that their maximum point total that they can get is 86 or 87.
That's still better than what it was last year's shambolic. So I'm not saying they're terrible, but how serious do you want to be? That's all.
Yeah.